Yo, what's up internet? My name is Anthony, and today I'm going to recap the first 5 picks the Raiders had in the 2017 NFL Draft and give them a grade. I'm not going to do the 7th round picks since we don't know if they're going to make the roster. Let's go. In round 1, the Raiders select Gareon Conley, cornerback, Ohio State. No question about his talent, as he was expected to be a top 15 pick, but he has a rape allegation. He's innocent until proven guilty, but this is a bad look, especially since there were cornerbacks available who might have been a little less talented, but came with no questions off the field. The Raiders better be right. If he's cleared, the Raiders get an A for getting a steal. On the flip side, if he gets charged, the Raiders easily get an F. The problem is, it's a first round pick at risk, so I've got to give this pick an incomplete. Lots of risk with this pick, but the reward could be amazing. With their second pick, the Raiders select Obi Melifonwu, safety, UConn. I absolutely love this pick. He's an athletic freak who looks good on tape. He might not be a starting safety immediately, but he will certainly be on the field. He fits the mold of the hybrid safety/linebacker role, similar to Dayton Buchanan in Arizona, except he's bigger and faster. This is the role I see him playing, and he could finally solve the tight end problem. A huge plus is he's quick enough to play cornerback and even free safety when needed. This is my favorite pick so far, so I'm grading this one at an A. In the 3rd round, the Raiders got Eddie Vanderdoss, defensive line, UCLA. He was a disruptive player until he tore his ACL. Then he gained weight and lost his explosiveness. After the college football season, he went back to his ideal weight at around 300 pounds and looked dominant again. If he can stay at 300 pounds, then he could be quite the steal. In typical Reggie McKenzie fashion, he chooses a defensive lineman with high upside rather than playing it safe. For the grade, I give it a B. Worst case scenario, he's in the defensive line rotation until his conditioning improves. In the 4th round, the Raiders select David Sharp, offensive tackle, Florida. He looks the part, but I don't think he's athletic enough to play offensive tackle in the NFL. There are some questions about him being blind in the right eye, therefore there are concerns about him playing right tackle. This is the worst pick in this draft, in my opinion. He's simply not quick enough for offensive tackle. However, Mike Tice wanted him, and he knows more about offensive line than I ever will. I'll trust his ability to develop Sharp, but at this point, I'm grading him at a C. It was a 4th round pick, so not a lot of risk, but not much upside in my opinion. With their 5th pick, the Raiders select Marquel Lee, linebacker, Wake Forest. Arguably the biggest need the Raiders had going into the draft, and we attempt to fill it with a 5th round pick. He looks the part, has had solid production, and is made to play the middle linebacker position. The problem is, he's just not very fast or athletic. If he can get into the run gaps, he's a pretty solid run stopper. In pass coverage, however, he can become a liability. There's a good chance he's going to stay on the field though, since the Raiders simply don't have any other bodies at linebacker. Overall, I grade this pick at a B. He's a solid player for the round he was drafted and fills a big need. He could end up being excellent value though, since he can be the starter immediately. Now for the overall grade. I'm giving this one a B-. I don't think Reggie McKenzie had a great draft, but not all picks can be like the one in 2014. He seemed to take more high-risk, high-reward players, and sometimes I felt it was unnecessary. The Conley pick is the biggest example. This draft class is deep at cornerback, and he could have gotten one with less talent, but no baggage. In the end, if the risks work out, the Raiders could end up with lots of steals. However, if the picks don't pan out, then there are lots of questions to be answered. In the end, we won't know the full results of this draft until maybe 3 years down the road. Hopefully all the picks work out, especially the Conley case. These are high-risk, high-reward picks. I wish he would have taken more shots at linebackers, since that's a huge area of need for us. But in the end, this draft is over. Hopefully you enjoyed this grade, enjoyed this video, and have a great day. Yeah.